Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mundane Matt, and high school is a crazy time. I think all of us who have lived through it have either fun memories or horrible memories. But one of the things I think everyone looks forward to when they're in high school, and this is probably because of pop culture, is prom. Your senior prom, yet you want to make the most of it. Hell, if you've watched American Pie in the 90s when it came out, which I did because it came out between my junior and senior year, you wanted to get laid on prom night. That's fine. It's part of the game. But this particular story is not one of those kind of stories. It's not a story about teenage debauchery in the carnal pursuit of getting that sweet, sweet poontang. It's about an 18-year-old high school senior at Eufaula High School in Alabama, a guy by the name of Bryce Main, who has made the news when he decided he wanted to take his grandmother to prom instead of a traditional date. And the thing is, he wanted to take her because he loves his grandmother. And they made arrangements, they bought a dress, they were all set to go. But the school said no. Yeah, of course they did. It's fucking schools these days. Right now, his cousin, a woman by the name of Sarah Catherine, posted on Facebook that she believes that the concern of this particular of refusal of letting her go was because it would prompt students to make a mockery of the school at future proms by inviting their grandparents as a joke. Which let's be fair here. Ultimately, that does make a little bit of sense. It does. There's a legitimate concern there, but honestly, are kids that callous that they're going to put their own grandparents up on a pedestal for mockery? Because that's essentially what would happen, right? And then I don't think that would happen. I don't think that would happen at all. Okay, if someone brought their grandparent, all right, their nana or their papa, right? They're not gonna like be mocking them. They're gonna be, who doesn't love their grandparents? Probably more than their actual parents. I think that's something to look at here. But I get the concern that his cousin would make. But actually, the Eufaula school policy states that prom attendees must be 20 years old or younger. And the reason why is because they are afraid that his grandmother could potentially bring and distribute alcohol to underage students. Yeah, they're worried that good old granny is going to be a Trojan horse for alcohol. Again, I do think that in essence, that particular mindset does make a little bit of sense, but ultimately I think it's also kind of a false fear, right? Like when I went to prom, I went outside, we were off school property at some place down by the bay in San Diego, and I had a cigarette outside my car. I was 18, I could legally smoke, and I was stopped by a security guard on the way in and said, "There's no smoking allowed," right? Nowadays, they wouldn't even let me in. But this, of course, was pre 9/11 and the world was a much different place. But still, it was like, prom is not as hardcore of a situation as many people out there like to make it be. But this has actually kind of brought up a few other things here. Supporters have taken to the social media to support Granny and Bryce with the hashtag Let Nanny Go to Prom, which is a sweet thing. It's a very sweet thing. It's one of those things where I probably would have taken my grandmother to prom if I could have. Like I went to prom stag. My cousin, who is 2 years older than me, had asked if I wanted her to go with me. And I thought to myself, no, that's no. Like, I love you. Thank you so much for the offer. No. I will not do it. But another one of my friends actually brought her cousin to prom, and so I wasn't the weird one. So ha 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 for that. But but no, I feel bad that Bryce is not given the opportunity to do this. And to be fair, I'm coming at this from a very much a biased perspective. My grandmother passed away almost 4 years ago. My grandfather, her husband, recently fell last week and broke his hip. He's 85. He had surgery. He's doing okay. So it's that fear of losing my last remaining grandparent that I'm going through right now. So I come across a story like this, and all I want is to go to the superintendent of that school district and be like, "Let Nanny go to prom, you heartless son of a bitch." Because how long is Bryce going to have his Nana around? right? And this is something he wants to do with her. And instead, you know what? They're not gonna let this sour the evening. Okay, they already bought her a dress. He's got his tux. He says here, she'll wear her gown and I'll put on my tuxedo and we'll get all dressed up and go out for a fancy meal and have our own prom. Awesome. That's awesome, man. Like this is a dude who loves his grandmother, and there's nothing wrong with that. But his father, Bryce's father, is planning on meeting with school officials on Monday in order to fight back. Now, the principal of the school says safety of students and staff is the first and most important of the many tasks of a school administrator. For the 10 years I've been a high school principal, we have denied requests each year for students asking to bring older dates to prom. We do not chance leaving any stone unturned when it comes to safety. Most high schools have an age limit for prom attendees. Yeah, no, I get it, man. I get it. I get it. Yeah, sure. I understand the fear. You're fearing that an elderly woman is gonna smuggle in booze for the younger children. That the elderly woman is gonna bring in Nanny's old moonshine and get the kids crunk and then turnt and then lit at prom. I have no idea what those words mean, but I used them anyway. And this is ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. Honestly, I got a lot of love in my heart for Bryce Main. Right? I got a lot of respect for that dude. He's fighting for his grandma. That's fucking cool in my book, man. That's fucking cool. I want to see more of that. I want to see more of that from people out there. But what are your guys' thoughts on this? Do you think this is kind of a dumb story? It's kind of stupid. You know, do you think that Bryce should be allowed to take his Nana? Or do you think this might be some like ploy in order to garner sympathy? So then like the hottest cheerleader on the squad will be like, oh, he wanted to take his grandma. I'm going to take him to prom. And then we're going to American Pie all night long. I mean, it could be a ploy from Bryce, in which case smooth, you know, use his sympathy, loving your Nana. No, I don't think that's it. I legitimately think he's actually trying to be there for his grandmother, and that is cool. Anyway, what are your guys' thoughts? Write them down in the comments below. My name is, of course, Mundane Matt. If you guys haven't already, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, check back often for more content from me. Sometimes I include a face cam, other times I'm just kind of talking into my microphone. And I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day, and peace out.